Hello, my name is Art Cavazos, your Superintendent of Schools for HCISD. Today I have with us the top 10 students from Harlingen High School. Their placement on the top 10 represents their hard work throughout these 4 years and their dedication to reaching goals they've set for themselves. With their experience in our schools, we take this time to ask them questions that showcase their achievements while providing our future graduates with words of wisdom as they continue their pursuit of academic excellence. To begin, I'd like to go around the room and ask the students to introduce themselves.
Hi, so my name is Juan Maldonado II. I attended Stewart Place Elementary, Dr. Rodriguez Elementary, Gutierrez Middle School, and Harlingen High School. I'm planning to attend the University of Texas at Austin this coming fall and major in chemical engineering.
So we got a Longhorn among us, all right?
My name is Donaldo Almazan. I attended. Because I attended Sam Houston, and then I attended Bonham and Long Elementaries. I attended Memorial Middle School and Harlingen High School. I'll be attending Rice University and studying chemical engineering.
Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Samar Dawy. I attended Bonham Elementary, Rodriguez Elementary, Gutierrez Middle School, and now Harlingen High School, and I plan to go to Southwestern University.
Great.
My name is Quentin Hale. I attended Austin Elementary, followed by Memorial Middle School, and then Harlingen High School. I'm planning to attend the University of Texas at Austin, where I'm going to major in physics.
All right.
Good afternoon. My name is Melanie Hernandez. I went to Long Elementary, then I went to Memorial, and now I'm here. I plan to attend McCombs School of Business at the University of Texas in Austin this fall.
Hello, I'm Micaela Loya, and I've attended Crockett Elementary, Gutierrez Middle School, and now I'm at Harlingen High School. I plan to go to the University of Texas at San Antonio to major in architectural engineering and get a minor in civil engineering.
Good for you.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Anglin, and I attended Long Elementary, Memorial Middle School, and Harlingen High School. And after graduation, I plan to attend Our Lady of the Lake University in San Antonio, where I plan to major in communication disorders.
Hi, my name is Clara Duffy. The first HCISD school I attended was Memorial Middle School, and now I go to Harlingen High School. This fall, I'll be attending the University of Texas at Austin, where I'll be in the Liberal Arts Honors Program and combine that with a degree in journalism.
Good for you.
Hi, my name is Gonzales. I attended Vernon Middle School and now Harlingen High School. I plan to attend Texas Tech University this fall and major in physics.
A Red Raider among us. Yes, so good for you. Well, we know that we've got the top 10 students here with us today and having a conversation about your experiences in Harlingen. To be well accomplished, I'm certain that you were involved in many activities. Can you share with us what kind of activities you were involved in while in high school?
Well, I was a varsity cheerleader for 3 years. I'm in the National Honor Society. I'm in NTHS, Student Council, Science Club, BPA. Outside of school, I'm in the Lower Valley Cotillion Club, and I'm a dancer at Palm Valley Gymnastics.
Wow, that's very involved. That's good. Anyone else?
Okay, so I'm involved in the band, marching band, concert band, jazz band, and the mariachi. I've been involved in the Science Club, National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, Science Club. Outside of school, I've been involved with Harlingen Youth Leadership, being on the steering committee, the South Texas Youth Symphony as well. Okay.
Good.
As well as UIL Academics, I don't know.
And of course, you're a valedictorian, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
I've been involved in engineering club and a science club and an art club and Rotary Interact Club. And then I've been a part of NTHS, H.H.S, and I guess some UIL competitions too. And then I believe that's it.
And engineering. You were in engineering club. That's good. Good.
Oh, I do. I was the varsity cross country co-captain, varsity track, the co-president of the science club, public relations officer for NHS. I draw and sculpt, and I've won some awards for that. And yeah, I think
Public relations, that's an important role. I have a public relations director, but, anyway, go ahead.
I
I'll see
forgot
you.
to say I'm in varsity tennis.
Varsity tennis, so you're a tennis player. Okay. Right.
Well, I am involved in NHS also. I played basketball for my freshman and sophomore year. I do stuff for the Boys and Girls Club also, dealing with basketball. I'm also a part, outside of school, I do a lot with my church, do a lot of church activities, and I do UIL academics in school as well.
Well, I am the Secretary of National Honor Society, the Secretary of National Technical Honor Society. I competed in UIL academics in ready writing and headline writing. I was part of the SADRAC literary staff as the advertising editor. And outside of school, I am part of the Lower Valley Cotillion Club. I do a lot of volunteer work with my church, Queen of Peace, working with the festivals, and I've been going to their church school for 10 years now.
Good for you.
And I was in swimming and varsity diving my freshman and sophomore year.
So we have a tennis player and a swimmer. All right.
I've been a part of the varsity tennis program as well for the past 4 years. I've been a part of Science Club, Health Occupation Students of America, National Honor Society. And outside of school, I've been part of the Med-Ed program.
Okay.
So I'm in Boy Scouts. The Big Red Cardinal Marching Band has been a huge part of my life, as well as the South Texas Youth Symphony, Student Council, PTSA, NHS, and I'm heavily involved in my church.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm involved in many things that these people are also involved in. Primarily, I'm the editor-in-chief of the SADRAC, the Literary Art and Art magazine of Harlingen High School. I've served as the vice president of NHS. I founded an Ultimate Frisbee Club last year, and that's going strong still. I don't know, PTSA, speech drama debate has been a big thing this year, and UIL ready writing.
And you all have done well with speech, drama, and debate.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I will tell you the common theme here is you all are very involved students, and so that's important to stay involved in your activities and continue to do not only the academics but involved in programs. Now, how many of you have seen yourself on the billboard? Show your hand. Now, you all look a lot better in person. No, I'm just saying, you all look great on billboard. And so, what was your reaction when you saw yourself on the billboard?
I was actually kind of proud of myself. I was pretty happy.
Head has never looked so big. I've never seen my face that big, and it was really unsettling. But I'm proud.
The proud moment that you mentioned and Clara mentions is really breathtaking, right? When you realize, gosh, I made it. So
I've always seen the billboard, each year that it's put up, and I kept thinking, I really want to be up there, and I really hope that if I'm up there, I don't have like really bad acne or anything. That was just be really bad. But I felt really accomplished in myself knowing that I had made it, and also that all the people that are on there with me are my friends, and I know I made the right decisions in high school.
good for you.
Yeah, I'd also like to say that it was really cool being up there with a lot of my friends. We just all got to know each other, and yeah, I hadn't seen it. I saw it like 2 weeks after they put it up, and I just remember thinking like, I saw pictures of it and I never realized how big it was until I went there, and I was just like, wow.
Okay, Okay, so for me, I saw it after we came back from a band trip. My mom was like, the billboard's up, let's go see it. So we drove by Walgreens. Fortunately, it was too late to take a picture, but I saw it. It was nice. I mean, all 10 of us. I know Seaton's not here with us, but shout out to her. It's just really amazing, great moment. I know especially me and Donald, we get to have our names as well posted, being valedictorian, salutatorian. That's a really great honor as well.
I just felt so honored being able to see the billboard. My parents are actually the ones that told me the day it came out, it's up. And so we went really quickly and drove by and took our pictures. But I remember seeing it every year and being like, I want to be on that billboard. I want to be on it. And so I just kept working hard until I knew that I was in the top 10 and just didn't stop.
That's awesome.
I have a theory. There are never more than 5 members of the top 10 in any one class, because throughout my 4 years of high school, there had never been more of 5 of us in one classroom. So I guess seeing the billboard and all 10 of us together, it was sort of good to know that we had, surrounded ourselves with other people who were going to strive for the best and do the best they could in their school. It was good to feel like that.
A great observation. Great observation.
I felt really accomplished when I saw it. I actually found out a week after I put it up with my mom calling me, coming back from work, and she said she was going to start crying on the phone, and that's when it really hit me that it's like I had accomplished my goals, what I had set, so it meant a lot to me.
That's incredible, right? I mean, to actually work hard and it gets to that moment where it's a reality and, there's nothing can take it away. You see it there. And so can you actually do a selfie with a... I'm just asking. No, it'd be pretty hard, right? Oh, you can? You can? You tried? Okay. So how did you do it? Others that are looking at the billboard and say, I want to be there, what would you tell them?
Come to the studio and take a picture.
Come to the studio and take a picture and they fix you all up. But how did you do it? How did you get to be the top 10 students? What's couple of things you did that have done well for you?
Well, for me, I really just set my goals early on during high school, my freshman year, and I set them and just never lost sight of them. And I just wanted to work hard and get everything done and be organized and manage my time. And it really helped, being very organized so you can get everything done, because everyone's in extracurricular activities and everyone has homework to do, so that's not an excuse, but you just have to be well-rounded to get it all done.
Yeah, I think it's really important to prioritize what you're involved in, because even though, like you said, we're all involved in a lot of things, but they can't come before your academics. You have to finish that project before you can go bowling with your friends. You have to finish the research paper before you can go hang out or whatever. So I think prioritization is extremely important and has been extremely effective in my high school career.
Wow. And you speak about goal focus, prioritizing, great qualities to have. Sure.
Personally, I think the main thing to be in the top 10 is to work hard your freshman year, because we get to high school freshman year and it's just so much going on and we are so kind of overwhelmed with being in high school, and it's really easy to slack off your freshman year. And I have a lot of friends that slacked off their freshman year and really had to work hard to get back up into the top 10%. So it's the way you start, and the further we get into high school, the more numbers are behind us and the more of a base we have. So I mean, I don't know about I think none of it, we haven't really moved very much in our ranks since freshman year.
And
I mean, but not more than 10 spots.
Right, and the research shows that it's your freshman year that's going to give you that foundation of, am I going to move a lot or not in the ranking? I think that's what you speak to, and it's important to our freshmen today to understand that it's hard to make it up if you don't start strong. So.
Well, I know that in middle school, at the end of our 8th grade year, they would have the top 12 students recognized and honored, and so you kind of hope to see all those people at that banquet there with you in other classes in high school, and just hope that they have the same goals as you. And I think when you surround yourself with people who have similar priorities and ways of thinking that you'll be motivated by them as well to do better things and also stay focused. So staying with the right crowd and keeping your friends.
Making
is a
the
really
right
good
choices.
point.
Yeah, great. Anyone else?
Were you going to say something?
Sure. Well, I think as well as working hard your freshman year, I think it's also about like not giving up towards the end of the year, because that's like it's like really easy to slack off. But
They're all disagreeing with you there.
I mean, senioritis is a thing, but even then, it's fine. So, we can-
I'd like to say something. I guess it takes a lot of determination, but I think at the same time you have to like set some time apart to have fun. I guess like you can't just be completely about your academics. I think, you the stress that builds up from all the hard work that we do. I think you need that stress relief, whatever it is, tennis, swimming, band. I think those extracurriculars that like take out the stress is definitely important, and to have fun.
It's interesting because you talk about a balance, right? Because you could just be focused on one thing, and creating a balance helps you move forward. Quentin?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Like, probably the biggest commonality between all of us is that we're all super heavily involved, but we all balance everything we have. We juggle high school and band or tennis or whatever, and debate and PTSA and student council and NHS, and we balance these things out so that we have all our goals and all our ducks in a row, I guess.
Cleaning your room and all that stuff. No, don't say it. You're on camera. In case somebody's... Okay, so go ahead, Juan.
Well, going into high school, you always have the goal, like, I want to go up, I want to be at the top, but no matter what happens, I want to feel accomplished with what I've done, no matter where you end up. And being here, I know we all feel accomplished. We got on the billboard. We're all being recognized for everything we've done. Not only is it academics, but it's also the extracurriculars. And even though we're involved, that's our relief. We're also among friends. We're also with different organizations. We also get to go out into the community with these organizations, provide a service, and seeing the community and seeing our friends are involved, our actions, it all just comes full circle to our academics.
So would you do anything different? Looking at the 4 years that you spent at Harlingen High School, is there something you would do different as you move on to your next chapter?
I'll go. I mean, I wouldn't do anything different, really, except for be involved in speech drama debate from my freshman year. I got started. I feel like I didn't really find my my corner of the school until I got into SADRAC and I got into speech drama debate. So, I mean, to find the things in school that you love to do early on is really beneficial.
That's a great point. So do focus early on looking for your niche. Great point.
I think I would have been more involved in my freshman year since I wasn't really doing anything. I was just doing tennis, and I was focusing on my schoolwork. I was still in the top 10 for number 9, but I think I should have done more clubs and all that. I should have found my center better.
Okay, good. Anyone else?
I think I really should have prioritized myself a bit more. Honestly, I was ranked higher, but as the years went on, I found myself just procrastinating, and I know that had a lot to do with dropping the ranking, but still, I know that I could have pushed myself, but I chose not to. And I think that's one of my biggest weaknesses that I really want to focus on as I go to college, so that'll help me to accomplish more.
The important piece there is that you've recognized it, and then you can do something about it. It's when you don't recognize it that's something you would do different. You struggled through the years. You were going to say.
Well, for me, it was mainly starting off strong. That's where I slacked off my freshman year because I didn't start in the top 10. I was outside 14, 15, so I had to work my way into it because that was my goal. So for me, I needed to start off stronger, so that would be one thing I would change. Understand that high school is a different thing than middle school, that you're going to have to try harder, and time management is a big thing also, so you're going to have to get that down and know set your priorities and know what you have to do and get it done.
And those are important lessons, right? And so it's good you learned them in high school. Who else?
I don't think I would change anything different because I know there are some clubs that I started off in freshman year that I'm not involved in anymore, and that there are some clubs that I joined later on that I'm now involved in. And so it's dipping your toes in the water, seeing what you like, what you don't like, what can you contribute your time to, because you can't really do everything you learn. And so you have to give things up. What are you going to spend time? What are you going to focus? What's going to be your passion? And so I think that I was able to search through everything and see what I really enjoyed doing, what I like to do, and what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to say kind of the same thing. You know, I find that I don't regret the things that I've done. I regret the things that I didn't do. You know, the things that I was scared to do, you know, the things that I didn't jump into. And I think, you know, there was a lot of clubs that I should have joined earlier, you know, and that I tell myself, to like not be scared and to just dive into it and, you know, just find that courage to be who you want to be, I guess. Just
Boy, that's a common theme. You know, when you hear the others speak, it's about start early and just get in there and do it if you want to try it. And you can spread yourself to all the organizations, but you got to try, right? And you got to get in there as early as possible in high school, because that's how you remain focused. And so, good points. Anyone else?
I think I just want to say that procrastination can really hurt you. That was, I think, my biggest problem is procrastinating.
So you've learned that.
I've definitely learned my lesson. Don't procrastinate.
So in your next race in college, you realize that, and that's important. So. So let me ask you. You have had many teachers throughout your school years, and I can recall when I went through high school and through college, we had great teachers. I had great teachers. You all had, but there's always that one teacher who turned the corner for you, or you thought, you know, I hadn't thought about it that way. And so, who's that one teacher that has made a difference in your life, in your time here in Harlingen CISD?
Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes.
Because I think one of the things that was so awesome and so profound about Mr. Hughes was that he encouraged you to ask why. And I think that word is probably the most important word that we have in our language, because, you know, it helps you analyze the world around you, whether it's English or math or history. Asking why is so fundamental to what it means to be human, that I think he really taught us that, and I think that's something
Mr.
awesome.
Hughes.
Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Okay, good.
I guess I'm going to jump on the Hughes train. I mean, I was going to say Hughes too. I'm going to just take Quentin's. But, I mean, Hughes was our junior AP English teacher. And I think it was his first year teaching juniors. And he was so excited and so into everything. We had, like, long debates about truth and sexism. And we wrote essays. And that was just so fun for me because I love to write. And so we would have like these crazy essay topics, not just like what is an obstacle that you've overcame, not tax essays. We had awesome creative essays and I loved it. Hughes was my best teacher in high school.
Thank you for sharing. Anyone else?
Want to jump on the Hughes?
I really want to bandwagon that. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'm going to jump on the Hughes bandwagon. He was actually my freshman year teacher and my junior year teacher. So, like...
All getting all the Hughes.
So I had him 2 years, and, like, he, like, really made an impact, like, on, I think, my schoolwork and, like, on everything. Also, Miss Brandenburg was, before she, like, stopped teaching chemistry, she was an amazing teacher as well.
Good, thank you for sharing that.
I say Mr. Hughes too as well because, well, let's be honest, he really like let us be ourselves, right? And there was no wrong answer to him. And then I would also say Miss Sternberg as well because although she gave us a lot of work, and it was like a big workload, like a huge workload. Okay, but sometimes she would let us breathe, and she would give us a helping hand, and she was really pushing us forward to that limit because she knew that we could go past it, and she was just pretty adamant about us, and that was just the biggest thing that she could never give to us.
And that was Miss
Miss Sternberg.
Sternberg, okay.
Yeah, I'd like to also shout out to Ms. Sternberg. Yeah, she was my 9th grade biology teacher. I didn't take AP Bio, but I still show up to her class every now and then, you know. Yeah, she was so interested in what she taught, and she lectures, and she just like wants you to be interested in it. And I think that really comes across, and it helps you learn. I guess another person would be my coach Noyola. Even though he didn't teach me, he was my coach for 3 years, and he just kind of told me to push myself further than what I was doing. I was 8th, and I was ranked 8th and 9th freshman year, and he would always just push me to say, you know, you can do it. You can be first, second. You can be first, second, and it just inspired me.
And he was your track coach, right?
Yes, track and cross country.
Cross country, okay, thank you.
I'd also like to say that Miss Sternberg was very inspiring to me. She's one of those teachers that just loves what she's doing, and she gets so into it, and she just wants us to love it too, and she wants us to understand it as well. And she was always there, just so helpful and willing to like stay after school if she needed to answer any questions we had, or if we needed help on a review for a test. And I know we had AP tutorials for our exams, and she was there every Saturday with us, and if we needed to stay longer, she was willing to stay longer for us. And she was just very helpful my senior year.
Wow, thank you.
I think along with Mr. Hughes, Mr. Hill would be a really big inspiration. He's a AP calculus teacher, so this was my first year having him as a senior, and just the way he taught the class was just a whole new way I saw if someone could teach a class. He just did it with every day was we got to get to work, and we're gonna have fun working. You guys are gonna learn this, but I'm not gonna pound you with too much work. We never had an ounce of homework in this class, but I learned the most in that class.
Wow.
Because every day we learned something new, and he was just a great teacher, a really great person just to talk to, and really intelligent man. He was a great teacher.
Definitely. So, I know you say one teacher, but I feel like I've had 3 possibly. So I know I've had all the teachers except for Coach Noyola that they've been saying, but I'm gonna jump on Jared's bandwagon and say Mr. Hill. I've had Mr. Hill for 3 years now. I had him for pre-cal, I had him for calculus AB, and now calculus BC. He's just been one of the greatest teachers I've ever had. He's so knowledgeable, so friendly. We're always learning in his class. It doesn't matter what day, if we came from an AP exam, whether we were out the day before.
We're probably going to be learning the last day of school.
Yeah, even then, when all the seniors were gone last year, the last week of school, Mr. Hill was still teaching us stuff for this year, and it's just amazing the amount of knowledge that he has that he's always willing to share. And he never uses the textbook. Everything just comes from him.
Wow.
So that's great. And then the next teacher I want to say is Miss Hill, no relation, but I had her freshman and junior year for BIM 1 and BIM 2. And that's technology course. Mm-hmm. And again, we'd always be doing stuff every day. There was never an idle moment in that class. But in addition to that, she would talk about life. She'd talk about Miss Monivas' words of wisdom for the day and what they meant to us. And she connected with us on a personal level that other teachers don't necessarily do with their students. So she would talk to us every day, begin the class, end the class. And then the last teacher that I like to say is Miss Peña. Well, I theoretically never had her as a teacher. I've known her for 5 years, and I went to audit Algebra 2 as an 8th grader with her. And she's been my UIL coach all 4 years.
Wow.
And so it's amazing. She's dedicated all her time. She's looked up things for math, number sense, these different tricks, different problems, how to help everyone on the team get better and learn more. And she works around my schedule with band when I can't make practice. And it's just, I've had her, she's just great and amazing. Enjoyed every moment.
Thank you for sharing that one.
So in addition to Hughes and Hill, Hughes really, he really influenced my writing. That was the year that I really began to focus on writing poetry, and I got more involved with the Sidrac. Mr. Hill is just the man with so much knowledge. He knows everything, just about everything it seems. He's a walking encyclopedia, and you could ask him something, it's completely outside of class, and he would have the answer. But the teacher this year that I think changed a lot for me is Miss Gonzales. She is the yearbook and photojournalism teacher, along with creative writing. And she does so many classes. I don't understand how she keeps track of it all. But she's more than a teacher to me. She's a really close friend, I think. And even though we just got to know each other this year, I feel so connected with her. And she's been able to set aside time to help me become a better writer, a better person, and just connect with other people on different levels. And I'm really thankful that I was able to have her for 2 classes. Photojournalism, which could be taught from the book, but she chose to do it out of the box, and sometimes inside the box because it was cooler than being outside. And so many different things. In creative writing, she has to think differently and see things from different points of view, and not just ours, or from an object's point of view. And so many things just makes you really think about life. And so she made me want to... I considered changing my major, but now I'm considering actually minoring in journalism along with all my studies. So she's been a big influence on my life.
Great. Well, something to remember is that the people you describe people that love and are passionate about what they do. And so the lesson to take from that is whatever you pursue in your post-high school years and the career that you're going to pursue, make sure you love it, because you spend a lot of time doing it. And if you love it, then you never work a day in your life. And that's why we have passionate teachers like you're describing, because they love what they do. The other thing is, don't let commencement come without you all going back and thanking those teachers, because it goes a long way to say thank you, because unless they watch the video, they might not know how you feel, right? And so it's important to make certain that you take a moment and thank those people, those teachers that have made this kind of an impact. So outside of that school or inside the school, outside, who's one person who's impacted your life and where you have gotten to this point? So who's out there that you say, that person has had an impact in my life?
Okay.
You almost got 2 microphones.
I know. Well, my older sister, Fahima, who graduated in 2009, she's been a huge influence in my life because I think she's the oldest, so she's gone through everything, so she's always set me on the right path towards everything and tells me the best things I can do and the best way to do things. And she still let me figure things out on my own, but it was really nice having her in my life.
Wow, well, that's special to have a
so
sibling
special.
like that.
I would have to say my grandma. She taught me how to be the person and man I am today, how to respect others, how you have to work hard to get what you want, and she really instilled a faith in me that anything is possible as with God, and that as long as you set your mind on it, that you can achieve it. And it's sad to say that she passed away this past year, but I really miss her, and she was a great influence on my life.
Well, she continues to influence you,
Yes.
right? So Good for you. It's a special time to have a grandma like that in your life. Anyone else?
I pick me. Not as a person, I mean, who's going next, but okay. I'd have to say my dad has been the most influential person. I think without him, I probably would have stopped caring about grades. Okay, not completely, but he's really pushed me so much through high school. And every single year that I've been in school, he's said, "Is this all you've got? Really? I mean, a 95 on a test? Alyssa, you can get a 96 at least, come on." So he'd make me realize that I have a lot of unlocked potential. And we'd have late night talks and discussions about anything and everything, school or Gilligan's Island, and just things that made me just love him more as a person and respect him and realize what a great father figure he is. And I'm so proud to have him as a dad. And I know that my sister will enjoy having those long talks, or not. She'll think of them as lectures, but I'm really glad that I am where I am right now, and it's because of him.
Special moments. Okay. Anyone else? Ms. Loya, you seem like you want to say something over there.
I believe my mom was my biggest inspiration due to the fact that despite everything that we went through, she always pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and pushed me. Like, okay, yeah, basically she pushed me a lot. And then I guess we had a tough time with adjusting to our new lifestyle, and although I don't really want to talk about it, but I guess for school and everything I'd done, it was just a big distraction for all the personal.
So she was a rock.
She was a rock.
She continues to be your rock.
Yeah.
Well, she's a special lady, so good.
So for myself, my biggest inspiration probably have to be my mom as well. She's the one that's always there, driving me around, getting me to where I need to be, goes out of her way, reminds me of what I need to do and what's going on, because I always seem to be forgetting the important stuff. But I mean, she just does so much. She's like, you need to do this. She has me applying for all these scholarships that I probably wouldn't be applying for otherwise unless she would get on my case for it. But it's just amazing that she's been there all my life, basically, being an only child. And so I'm the only one they've got, and they're the only ones that I've got.
Good.
Mothers.
Well,
my mother's an educator, and my grandmother was an educator. And although they have pushed me to reach my full potential, I think that the most important thing that they've done for me is to leave it up to me. So there was this time, maybe the beginning of junior year, or like the end of sophomore year, something like that, that for some reason I decided that my mother didn't need to ask me about my homework ever. And she didn't need to tell me about anything academic, and that I had it all under control. So after we talked a lot about this, and she decided to leave my grades and my academic life up to me. So through that, I grew to be more independent, and I can say that she doesn't ask me about my grades anymore, unless I have a B. I mean, I do have a B right now, but fourth quarter, whatever. But I think that the greatest thing that my parents gave me was independence.
Great.
Yes. Also, my mother has made the most influence on me, I think. I grew up as a kid like being very shy and just being, the type of person that wouldn't do something, unless like pushed. And she just kind of taught me to not let life just happen to you. You have to take it into your own hands and be an independent person. I think I've also had the same kind of experience that Clara had, where my mom never really asked me much about my grades, I guess. But it was more, I think she herself growing up was never brought up that way. And I think just her as an inspiration and what she has gone through and trying to make a better life for me I think, has been the greatest inspiration.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and continue the tradition and say my mother. So we keep like memory boxes and stuff, and I was going through some old papers, and they were from like 3rd grade, and I was pulling out, I don't even know, like basic arithmetic papers, and they, you know, I don't mean to like sound braggadocious or anything, but there were like a bunch of hundreds, and I was looking through them, and I was thinking, how much doesn't that matter? Like, what do these papers matter from my childhood? But I thought, my mother has been supporting me, and some would call it pestering, but she's been supporting me all the way back from kindergarten or whenever I started actual school. And I wake up at 6 in the morning and I go out to pour myself a glass of milk, and my mom's in the computer room and she calls me in and talks about my grades. And I'm like, you're up at 6 in the morning talking to me about my grades. But I realize now that although at times it was a little bit, I don't know if annoying is the right word, but her support throughout my life has definitely been probably the biggest thing that has led to where I am now.
I'd also like to say my mom was the most inspirational person to me, and one of the main reasons why I am, you know, a top student. She has been so supportive, and she's always been there for me, from taking me to practice and to dance and to cheerleading and to all those games. And she never complained. She just did what she had to do and would smile and let me enjoy my high school experience. And she was always there for me, always willing to help and eager to help me. She wanted to be involved with what was going on in my life in high school, but she knew like when to give me that independence. Obviously, she wanted me to have fun, but she wanted me to stay focused, and she's really instilled that in me.
That's great. That's great. You all have had a lot of great people impacting your lives, from teachers to family members, siblings. And you all don't fight or anything? No. Okay. So imagine yourself 4 years from now or 5 years from now, and somebody says, what's your most memorable experience at Cardinal campus? And so what's going to come to your head and say, I remember when we did this, and I remember when I was involved in this. So give me one of your memorable experiences at the Cardinal campus.
I have one. Okay, so last year, as I mentioned earlier, me and a couple of friends started an Ultimate Frisbee Club. So last year, our sponsor, Mr. Martin, pushed us to have a tournament. So we started planning this Ultimate Frisbee tournament, and we had like 15 teams. We made a bracket, and we were so excited. And we had like a bullhorn, and there were tons of people there. And it was on my 17th birthday, and I was so like happy to have that going on, like on my birthday. I felt like it was my birthday party. And I just like remember the tournament was over, and we were all like running around playing Frisbee. And I was just so excited to have finally found like something in high school that I really, really enjoy. And I mean, it's not like the sport of it, because I'm not super athletic and I'm not really good at it, but it's the friends and just the community of the club.
Great memories you're going to take. Who else? You're still thinking of her memory. Memorable moment at Cardinal campus.
Well, when looking back on high school, it's hard not to remember all those football games we cheered at, all those pep rallies that we had. And that was one of the reasons why I was a cheerleader, because we were the spirit of the school. We had to bring out all this energy from the crowd, and I loved cheering on those sidelines, and you just stare into those large crowds and see those little girls dressed up just like us, and they wanted to be just like us and would do anything just to give us a hug, and just getting to see their smiles and them coming up to us and telling us, you know, they love us and they want to be a cheerleader too. And it's inspiring, and it really made me think, oh, like, we're role models, like we have to set an example for them. And it was just nice, all the tradition that goes on at the Harlingen High School campus, from the burning of the H to that homecoming parade, and just thinking back to all those really, really nice memories that we had.
Special memories.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and say state marching band, junior year. I know it might be a bit stereotypical response, but I'm going to roll with it. So just to feel that success and to hear the last note of the show sort of resonating in the Alamo Dome was really awesome. But that success as a metaphor for everything else that we do is really impactful, because the band, in all of its marching band, jazz band, concert band, we work so hard and we're so successful, and I think that we're all like that. In all the activities we do, you guys win awards at UIL and tennis competitions and swimming competitions and whatever. I think that the hard work and the success that we feel has been probably the greatest memory of my high school career.
Thank you for sharing that.
So, not that I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but I'm going to say...
You're going to talk about Mr. Hughes?
No, but I think definitely the state marching competition from last year. And for me, I've been drum major the past 2 years, so I was drum major last year at state, and I had the second half of the show. So I had the closer, I had the very last part. And I'm conducting, and I'm hearing the band, and I'm seeing all our accomplishments, all our hard work, dedication that goes on 4 or 5 months, starting in May, spring training, going all the way to November, right before the last football game of the season. And we're just going, and you see 200 people all going towards the same goal. And being probably one of the biggest organizations on campus, all of us working together, listening to our directors, listening to our section leaders, the drum majors, everybody, just for that one performance that we do. And I was conducting and I was thinking, wow, this has got to be the best that we've played it musically and marching. It was just great seeing and everybody like happy, the seniors and juniors realizing that this is the last time we're going to perform here.
Wow.
Because it only happens every other year.
Right.
So it's definitely a special moment.
And you had a perfect view of the whole thing.
Yep,
Is it,
right smack on the 50.
Yeah, so it's surreal. So it's great memories.
Well, probably for me, it would have to be freshman year basketball. Quentin knows what I'm talking about, because he was there too. It was the early morning practices, the bus trips to the different high schools, and we weren't the best team. We weren't very good overall, but we just had fun with it, and it was freshman year, and that's where I met a lot of my friends like Quentin. That's where I met a lot of my new friends and kept those friendships going strong, and it was just a fun time. It was really memorable.
Were you going to share something?
Oh, well. I think my favorite may have been my freshman year. It was also athletic. It was when I made the varsity team, like the tennis team, and it was my first time ever being a part of a team. And I don't know, we started stretching together, and it felt a part of something. So it was a good high school experience.
Anyone else?
I'm going to go back to sophomore year when I first started doing UIL academics and competing in ready writing. And my first competition, I was put into the novice category, as most first-timers are. And I had placed first. And I was quite shocked because I hadn't written an essay since the last school year, and so a legitimate essay. So it was quite shocking to find that they found my work worthy of a trophy. But it was the second meet that really stuck with me. Miss Black, our UIL coach, said, "I'm going to put you in veterans." And I thought, I've only been in one novice writing competition. You're already putting me in veterans. I think you can do it. I'm pretty sure. You got this. And so she gave me a pat on the back, a few pieces of paper, and a pen, and said, "Go get them." So I walk into a room full of seniors and juniors, and I'm completely overwhelmed because they have dictionaries and thesauruses, which I don't have. And I'm thinking, I'm not even going to place. I don't get a ribbon. I don't get anything. But later in the meet, someone comes up to me, one of the coordinators of the meet from the other school, and says, "This is for your school." Look at it, second place writing trophy, veterans. I'm thinking, all right, so who's this? Who's this belong to? And I look under it, and it has my name on it, and I was in shock for such a long period of time because I couldn't believe that I, as a sophomore, had been able to do that. And I still don't believe to this day. I feel like there was a miscalculation. But I just felt very accomplished and very proud of myself, and that's when I knew I really wanted to write and look at this more seriously. And it was just a really great memory. Even though it didn't happen at Cardinal campus, I kind of wish it had. But this was in Ed Couch. But it was still a really great moment.
Good. Anyone else?
I think one of the most memorable, it happened this year. It was for Science Club. At the beginning of this year, we were looking for new events to do, and one idea that I had the entire year was to organize a science fair for an elementary school to get them involved in science and interested in science. And it was just something that I always had in my head, but I didn't know whether I would get a good response. And so one day I just kind of mentioned it for the meeting after talking to Ms. Sternberg about it, and she said it was a great idea. I went to the next meeting and discussed it, and I was just so surprised by how eager everyone was in the science fair. I mean, everyone was just ready to plan, ready to organize, and we just were all so interested in it, focused, and it just happened so quickly. We had help from Mrs. Ortega's chemistry class, and yeah, without having everybody come together and support that, it just never would have happened, and it was just something that was really great to do we did for Means Elementary, and it was just such a great moment when it finally happened, to have the kids laughing and just exploring these different stations of math and science. And yeah, it was just great. I think one more moment that it's not so, it just kind of stuck with me. I guess Mr. Umbrice was my English teacher. Is Coach Umbrice's younger brother. He taught English my freshman year, and one thing, the first week of school, right on Friday, the Friday of the first week of school, the bell rings, and he told us, well, you've survived. He tells everyone, you've survived the first week of high school. Only 4 more years left. And it was just such wow, because we were just so tired by the end of that week. And it was just, I don't know, it just stuck with me.
You can't see it from your point of view, from your purview, but when you're telling the story, your eyes are shiny. You're just excited sharing the story, and those are the memories that you want to take with you, because you've made those memories. You've been part of those memories. So the important thing about being a leader also is giving back. And so here's your chance to give back by, what advice would you give incoming freshmen? And in this case, we have our freshman academy, but then they go back and go to the Cardinal campus. What advice would you give incoming freshmen into this high school years?
They shouldn't be afraid to talk to teachers, and then they should be advised to know that the work study is going to be a lot, but they have to plan ahead and really have to take their time and manage it well as being involved in other activities that they would love to do, not because they have to do it.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and say that if you haven't already, start giving 100% of your attention and your effort to what you're doing right now, because it won't happen for you later on in life. Giving it all you've got has to start now, and if you do that, you'll end up where we are, and you'll end up in even better places in college and beyond. So start giving everything you have to what you're doing now, and that'll carry with you throughout your life.
Make it a habit now, right? Get into that.
I agree with that. I think it's crucial to develop a work ethic in the early years of high school, because that's what will carry you through the tougher classes. Personally, I have always struggled in science classes, so it was the work ethic I built up in chemistry that helped me get through physics, and it was the work ethic I built up in physics that is helping me get through AP Bio right now. So I mean, my younger brother's a freshman, so Hayes, work hard. And
Since he doesn't listen at home, you can use the camera.
find something you love and balance it with academics.
Good for you.
So I'd say get involved. That's where you're gonna make new friends. Where you're gonna meet new people, learn what you love, do what you like. You're gonna have fun. Academics are definitely first and foremost the best thing, the most important thing. That's why we go to school. But it's the clubs where you're gonna relieve all the stress. You're gonna get away from it all, and you're gonna forget about all of that for a while, and you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna have fun. This is what high school is for. Learning, having fun, making new friends, and just living life.
School is not for chumps. I mean, seriously, people think that being smart is nerdy and lame, but it really isn't. It's going to get you the farthest in life. It's going to help you meet all of your goals. And being with the right people, I think, really makes a difference. If you hang out with a bunch of slackers, you will become one. If you hang out with the people getting all of the A's and being on the honor roll list, you will become one of those. And you're not going to hate it, because school, you can hate it to a certain extent, but you're going to love some of your friends and the classes that you're in, because those are the times that you make memories in there. And it's just going to make you a better person. So I want them to know that you should focus on your grades, but also focus on who you get good grades with, because those people will greatly influence everything you do.
Good point. Great point.
Definitely, I agree that you should surround yourself with positive people and people that are going to bring you up and help you succeed. And also set your goals that freshman year so that you know what you're going to be working towards the rest of high school. And I would say don't get distracted. You need to stay focused on what you're trying to achieve, and just let that be your guide throughout high school, and don't stop. Don't always persevere and keep working harder and harder. And I'd say spend your freshman year exploring all these extracurricular activities, these sports, these clubs, because it's where you're going to figure out like the type of person that you are and what you're interested in, and it could possibly even help you in a career path. You may be like, oh, I love science club, I'm really liking science, I may want to go down this, go down and do science. Or, oh, I'm loving BPA, I think I might want to do something in the business area. And so just really explore your freshman year and meet new people and have fun, and don't forget to have fun. Yes, academics do come first and you need to get that work done, but high school is about making memories and looking back and realizing, oh yes, remember that time when this and this happened. And just don't get too focused on school. Do have fun and have your friends with you.
I would like to agree with that. Yeah, I think she said it well. I don't know how else I could say that. Don't not sweat the small things. Don't stress yourself out with all the academics, and I would say yes to join a lot of organizations and be part of the group and be part of a group of people, but also at the same time you want to find something that makes you stand out, do something unexpected, do something different, sometimes the plan or your idea won't work, I've tried to start a recycling program last year, and it didn't work at the beginning, and we learned from that, and we've continued to learn from it. I know people have started different things that we didn't, that weren't there. You do the unexpected, and you have the courage to do something. Like Clara did the ultimate frisbee thing, and that was really cool. It was like a new club, and everybody had fun with that. The science fair, the chalkboard with the Sidrak thing too. Yeah, I think it's something. When you're competing in college when you're competing for college admission with all these other students from the nation, they're all gonna be in H.S. They're all gonna be taking tons of AP classes, that's not going to make you stand out. You have to find something that pulls you away from that and makes you different, makes you just the different person that they want, I think.
Well, let me say this, because you make a very good point that oftentimes we hire a lot of people in the district. We have over 3,000 employees, and when you think about it, if I did just a paper review and I just pulled all of your transcripts, where all your grades are, you all are pretty close, right? That's why you're the top 10. But then you pull a resume and you look at what have they been involved in, what distinguishes them from the other person, how are they different? And so that's what we call a paper review of a person. And then the next part is, well, I want to meet them. I want to see how they carry themselves. Are they responsible? Is their moral compass in check? How do they present themselves? And so when you think about it, and to your point, is everybody takes the AP classes, everybody does well academically, you challenge yourself and so forth. But even when you go and get employment, what's going to be different? What's going to distinguish you? And you all have spoken to that a lot today, and telling me that it's about getting involved, don't get overstressed, have a balance, be committed, stay goal-focused. If you procrastinate, identify that, make it a strength, those kind of things. That's all important. Those are great things. My question is, if a senior had told you that when you came into as a freshman, would you have listened? That's when you say, yes, of course you would have. Right? And, this is what I say. Sometimes they have to hear it 2 or 3 times. But those are the important lessons that people need to learn, because you miss out on a great opportunity at high school if you don't balance it and challenge yourself. And it's okay to not be successful the first time. Let me ask you this. So what's something you've learned about yourself in high school that you're glad you learned about yourself, because it's going to help you when you get to college? You recognize, I learned it in high school, I learned this about myself. And so I'm going to use you as an example. You said, sometimes I procrastinated. Well, you learned that about yourself. So that's going to help you in college, because you're going to realize I can't procrastinate, right? So what's something that you learned about yourself in high school that's going to help you at your next chapter in life?
I learned that I'm afraid of regret.
You're afraid of regret.
So sometimes I procrastinate as well, and then I regret that I didn't try to do it beforehand or try to manage my time better. And I realized that in college I don't want to regret anything that I'm gonna do and decide on what I want to do. So I just want to be a better person at making decisions.
Good for you. So you've learned that about yourself, and that's going to help you in college. What else? You didn't learn anything about you?
I think the times where I've learned the most about myself was in the times that I failed. I think the times where I didn't win the cross-country race. It's in the times where I tried to start something and it didn't work. I think learning from my failures and learning how to get back up from that and just not be, to just shake it off and just try harder and just be better. I think it's you learn, your failures make you stronger.
I think the saying goes, show me someone who has never failed and I'll show you someone who has never tried, right? And so to your point, you have to try. That's what life is about. You've got to try. Quentin.
One thing I've learned in high school is that there's no shame in not knowing. The shame is in not asking. So it doesn't matter that you don't know how to take a derivative, or what are the 4 base amino acids or whatever. What matters is that you ask what those are. You ask, how do you do this, or how can I do this, or whatever. It's not that you don't know, it's that you don't want to know. That'll hinder you.
Good point. Anyone else?
So I'll go next. I think I've learned how to say no and how to disagree with others. Saying no, when someone comes asking for help, I know like I want to help out, I want to be there, but sometimes you're just like, no, I can't do that. I don't have the time, or no, that's not right. I can't be just here. Take this, do it or here are the answers or whatnot, or club saying quant, but I have something else this day. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Saying no and then disagreeing. I know sometimes our friends may do stuff that we don't agree with or going against it, and it's speaking up those times saying, I don't agree with you. I don't think I should be doing that, or I don't think you should be doing what you're doing. It's those times that I feel like I've learned to be able to go against the mold or say no and disagree.
And you learn you can have the courage to do it, right? And sometimes leaders stand alone, and that's okay too. So 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? Anybody? Not what you're going to look like, but 10 years from now, where do you see yourself?
10 years from now, I hope to see myself eventually becoming an entrepreneur and doing what I love to do, which is dance. I hope to continue performing and eventually open up my own dance school to share my passion of love with other kids and be surrounded by that. And I hope that works out for me.
I can see that happening. I can see that happening. 10 years from now.
Let's see, 10 years from now, I see myself probably graduating from college with a PhD, just getting my career started in physics, hopefully starting a family, getting a house, just starting a new chapter in my life, and being successful at what I do, but also enjoying the time I have with what I get to do.
And some would say they can't even think of yesterday, much less 10 years from now. So, 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? What will you be doing?
Well, I hope to be a pediatric dentist one day. So I think about that time I would be finishing up my doctorate and working towards opening my own clinic.
Good for you. Clara?
Okay, well, what I'll be 28. I hope to have a graduate's degree, and a bachelor's. I have all of these vague interests in lots of different categories. So I want to write, I want to travel, I want to help people. So that's me. I'm just going to be really vague about that. And I just hope I'm doing something I love.
Okay. Anyone else?
I don't think it's the question as to how I would see myself. I think it's the question of where do I want to see myself. And I think I just want to see myself be happy. That's all that matters to me.
That's important. 10 years from now, time flies. You remember when you were a freshman, and here you are, a senior, 2 weeks or 4 weeks from commencement. How many weeks do we have? Of course, you would know. so I think that's a camera you're going to look at to do a shout out. And so this is your chance to say a big thank you to people or to individuals, but look and say, and this is your shout out to anyone out there that you want to thank for what they've done to influence you and to make you the great individual you are today. So we'll go around here and we want everybody to have an opportunity. So Juan.
So shout out to my mom and my dad, all my family, friends, I don't know, it's just so many people that you want to thank and to say, and you can't really mention everybody by name all the time. You're going to forget someone. It's inevitable, but definitely everyone here at the districts that's been so supportive, all the administration, so yeah.
Okay.
My mom, my older sister, my entire family, just all the teachers that I got to know, and my coaches, Coach Nola and Coach Umbrice. Yeah.
Shout out to my mom and dad for always being there, and also my family, and all the teachers I've ever had. They've always been there.
Shout out to my parents for all the reasons that have been mentioned before and all the reasons that you know. Shout out to Mr. Hill for being such an amazing teacher, and shout out to Dr. Cesar Maldonado, who is no longer in the district, but he used to be here, and he helped me out a lot my senior year with some things that are too detailed to talk about right now, but he definitely helped me out.
A huge shout out to my family for always being there for me and being so supportive and sticking by my side, whether I was right or wrong, and dealing with my chaotic life these past 4 years. Just thank you so much.
I'd like to shout out to my family for always being there for me, even when I was down, and for accepting me for who I am.
Shout out to my mom and my dad and my brother, my entire family, all my friends, all the teachers I've met these past 4 years, and just everyone that's influenced me and helped me my entire life.
Okay, I'm going to dedicate this shout out to my mom, dad, and brother. I have an awesome family. Also to Mr. Martin and Miss Gonzales for not only being my teachers, but also my friends, and for believing in me. That's it.
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, and my sister for sticking by my side and telling me when I was wrong that I really needed to change some things, or giving me a pat on the back when I was right. Mr. and Mrs. Maldonado for helping expand my religious beliefs and being there for me every Wednesday this year. All the friends that we have here today, because you guys have really helped me be a better person. I really love all you guys. And all the teachers that I've met along the way, you've really helped shape my career path. Thank you.
And so my shout out is to all of you all. And thank you for being the great students and role models for the Harlingen Public Schools. This great country is dependent on a strong public school system and educated population. We're a very strong country, and we're the most powerful country in the world, and we don't want to lose that footing, and we're confident that we continue to focus on the right thing, keep our moral compass in check. You're going to be great. You're going to do great. And so my shout out is to all of you, and I remind you to protect your name. That's what describes you and tells people who you are, and protect our brand, the Harlingen Public Schools. Do the right thing. I look forward to reading newspaper articles. Well, we don't read paper anymore, right? It's all online and on the iPhones and so forth, but I look forward to reading stories of future successes for each of you. So thank you for being here, and thank you for having this conversation with us.